You can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. If you would like to listen to this practice while sitting down, you may take all the time you need to arrive there. And just let yourself fidget, adjust, stretch, or move in whatever ways your body wants to move. And if what feels best to your body at any time is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness, whenever that feels like what you need. Also giving yourself permission to explore your range of motion right now, if that feels good in your body. And just taking on this more curious perspective, not worrying about what your movements look like at all, but just coming more into your sense of feeling and just being curious of how your body is feeling and how different movements that you make in your body feels. And following those yummy sensations you may feel when you do some cat-cow motions with the spine or side body bends, torso twists. Just anything at all that feels good in your bones, muscles, and joints. Just being curious of what you have access to in your body right now, knowing that our range of motion changes all throughout the days. And at any point, if you haven't already, you may find your way to a still position. Just feeling that the spine is nice and straight in whatever position you've chosen. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow the eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. As you now mark your arrival into your practice today and into your body today with a full, intentional, cleansing breath. As you call in this fresh, new air into the body, inhaling through the nose and filling up to every corner and edge of you as you pause for a moment once you're full, to feel this sense of fullness in the body. And as you need to, slowly letting all of that go. Exhaling bit by bit. As you gently pull the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to really push that last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment to now experience the sense of emptiness, allowing your next breath to come to you as it's needed. And so you can breathe just like this for as many rounds as feels good and helpful to you. Not worrying about the actual length of your inhales, exhales, and pauses on either side, but just letting each of the 4 parts of your breath be exaggerated, whatever that means for you right now. So when the body naturally would stop inhaling, seeing if you can expand your belly a little bit more just to take in one more moment's worth of air. And when you would naturally roll over to your exhale, seeing if you can hold off on that for one extra moment to stay in that fullness with a bit more intention. And then as you exhale, even once you think you're empty, seeing if you can push out one more moment's worth of air and stay in that emptiness for a little bit longer than you might normally. As we intentionally and consciously slow down the 4 parts of the breath. Therefore, communicating to our nervous system that now is a time to slow down. Maybe even imagining all of your energy and how most of our days, our energy is scattered into all these places outside of us. And you can imagine your inhales being a chance for you to call all of your energy back to you. However far reaching your energy is or was, using your inhales to call it all back to you. And using your exhales to solidify that within you, to ground you down into wherever you are right now. And at any point, if you haven't already, you can release this guidance over your breath altogether as you feel yourself almost stepping back and up in your mind and into that role of the observer or the witness. Remembering how our breath is our one bodily function that can be either voluntary or automatic. And so letting go of that voluntary guidance we just had over the breath, as you now simply observe the automatic process that is your body breathing you. The same way that you would watch waves roll up along the shoreline, or the same way you would watch any other force of nature. Not trying to change anything about what you are witnessing, but simply witnessing each breath as it comes and goes. And noticing any resting expression that you feel on the face. There may be some tension gathering in the forehead or eyebrows. Maybe some tightness or a holding sensation in the jaw. Maybe the nostrils could be flared, or the chin could be holding some remaining tension, or even the ears. And just letting your awareness of this tension be all that you need to instead allow the muscles of your face to soften. And just allow your jaw to hang into place. Allow your tongue to release from the roof of the mouth, as you just let your lips rest softly on one another. And feel that sense of release in the mouth naturally spread outward and upward as your cheeks soften a little bit further. The ears and the upper jaw. And feeling how that sense of letting go in the ears naturally helps to soften any muscles in the nose and the chin as well. Allowing your hairline to soften back as you just feel the full width and depth of your forehead. Even feeling the muscles along your lash lines to release a little bit further. All those muscles that scrunch up when you squint, feeling those soften. as you allow your eyeballs to just rest in their sockets, and allow even your gaze to be soft wherever it is you happen to be looking, whether that be at the world outside of you or at the world inside of you. Just letting your gaze be soft. And maybe feeling the sense that all of the muscles in the face, every tiny muscle that has created every expression you've ever made, feeling as if these muscles were just ungripping from the bones and releasing back into the support of your skin. Trusting that when you let go, when you release the physical tension in the muscles of the face, everything will be held exactly where it needs to be, without any of your doing, without any of your direction. But just trusting your own anatomy. Remembering how even when you're in a deep state of sleep, everything is held right where it needs to be. And just allowing the same sense of acceptance and release to naturally spread down the rest of the body. Just like warm water trickling down from the tip of your head down the scalp as the shoulders drop down and away from the ears. Feeling the muscles of the arms and hands soften even more. As you feel a further sense of softness and release in all of those muscles across your abdomen. Just allowing your belly to be big and soft. Feeling your pelvic floor lengthen and widen into the surface that is beneath you. As you feel your glutes soften even more. Feeling all the muscles down both legs almost roll off of the bones. As the legs become heavier, stiller, and you feel that same softness and release in the feet and toes as well. And maybe even now in your mind's eye, seeing a sort of depiction of your body and where you are in space right now. Paying attention to the points of your body that is making contact with the earth beneath you, with whatever surface is supporting you, allowing yourself to be held by this surface. And just remembering that when you let go and soften all the muscles in your body, just like you do when you are sleeping, you will not be crushed, you will not float away, but everything is held right where it needs to be. And so just seeing, even if only for a moment, if you can witness yourself as you are in this deeply relaxed state physically. And if the mind is very active or becomes more active at any point in this practice or throughout your days, sometimes it can be nearly impossible to tell our minds to stop thinking. Our minds will naturally think and wander to the past, to the future. And this practice is not about getting our minds to stop thinking or to stop wandering, but just to bring awareness into the process. Notice where the mind is wandering, just like you would notice the clouds moving across the sky. Not jumping onto a cloud and riding with it, but just noticing the shapes of each cloud and watching as they come and go, as all thoughts do. And if the mind is feeling very distracting or even maybe disturbing, then it can be a lot more straightforward for us to, rather than try to tell our minds to And so you can let some awareness gradually make its way into your heart as you gently call more and more of your awareness into your heart. So that maybe you can hear your own heartbeat a little bit louder or a little bit fuller with each passing moment. And maybe even placing one or both hands on top of the heart to just encourage that feeling from the outside as well. as you take a moment to remind yourself and to deeply appreciate the gift that this heart truly is. The magic that is contained within this heart. Remembering how this heart has been pumping life into you from before you were even breathing air. From the time you were in your mother's womb up to this exact moment. And this heart will continue to pump life into you for as long as it does. And there's nothing in particular you have done to make this heart beat or to earn this beating heart, but it is a simple gift of this life. And since all of the life that is in your body is being pumped into you through this heart, that means that your heart is your own personal and direct line of connection to whatever source or force allows all of our hearts to beat. And so this heart is your own personal connection to that infinite supply of love and life. And if you imagine or just remember all of the different hearts that have been beating throughout history, that has led up to your own heart, all of your ancestors, your whole lineage of people that have contributed to your creation, to your own life. And just remember all of that love and all of that power that you have access to through your own body, through your bones and your organs, just through being you. And we will all naturally forget this connection and this power throughout our lives. But even when we forget all of this power, all of this love we possess, it doesn't go anywhere. It will always be true. And we can remind ourselves as often as we need. And rather than trying to earn more love and more appreciation from the world outside of us, what we can flip that to instead is doing things from the love that is already within us. And we can show our appreciation for this life, for this body, for this magic that we possess, simply by doing things from that love, allowing that love that is within you to guide your actions as much as possible. And just trusting that you already have all of the answers to all of the questions you seek within yourself. And all of us will make choices, will make decisions in life that we later regret, or maybe we wish we made a different choice at the time. But just remember that that is also a part of life. And we learn so much about ourselves through the choices we make and through how we feel about those choices once they are made. So just be so kind and patient with yourself through your entire life journey. Because no matter how much healing and internal work we do, we will make mistakes because we are human. And we will make choices that we one day regret, maybe. And that is okay. We learn so much about ourselves through reviewing our past choices, our past experiences. And then we can choose to make choices that better align with our sense of purpose, our sense of love, and our passions as we move forward. And just take a moment now to scan your body once again and just allow any areas where the tension has gathered back up, allowing those areas to exhale and soften once again, a little bit more. As you just simply allow yourself to be who you are right now. Even when there are aspects of ourselves that we don't like or we want to change, you can still allow yourself to be who you are. And find a deep sense of acceptance with who you are by remembering that accepting who you are, acknowledging who you are, who you feel like you are, and who your choices and decisions say you are. It does not mean that you agree with it, or like it, or want to be this way. It simply means that you acknowledge reality, you accept reality, which is the first and necessary step in any real change. And so it is possible to deeply accept, love yourself for who you are right now, and at the same time have aspirations to be someone different or to grow in a different direction. And you are allowed to show yourself the same love and patience that you would show anyone else who you love deeply. As you take a moment now to exhale into your body, to where you are right now, and allow yourself to be held by the earth beneath you and by the force of gravity all around you. And awakening that same comforting feeling that you get when you hug someone who you love dearly. maybe a person, maybe an animal. But just that feeling of when you exhale and allow yourself to be held. Allow yourself to be loved. Awakening that same sense with the earth around you, or with the earth beneath you, and with gravity all around you. With the love that is within your own body, within your skin and your bones, and every area in between. Remembering how energy cannot be created or destroyed. And so all of the love, all of that loving energy that has contributed to your life is still here. It hasn't gone anywhere, and it won't go anywhere. We just have periods of time where we remember that and we feel that love and warmth, and times where we forget and we feel more distant. But just like the moon, we are not meant to escape those phases. Sometimes the moon is full and bright and totally illuminated by soul or by the sun. Other times that same moon is in the shadows, not reflecting any light whatsoever. And the moon is not meant to be full all of the time, and neither are we. We don't assume that there's something wrong with the moon when it's in the shadows. And so there's nothing wrong with you when you are in the shadows, when you are in a stage of darkness. And so you are allowed to do whatever you need to do to comfort yourself in those darker phases of life. Because it won't last forever, even when it feels like it will. But you will continue to move through the phases, just like everything else in nature. And so allow yourself to be whatever phase you are right now. Trusting that the next phase is on the way. And the only thing we can count on in this life is change. Absolutely everything changes, especially how we feel. And so this can be a great motivator or a great reminder to be present, to be aware of what is happening right now for you internally, externally, for your loved ones in their lives. To be present with every step of the way, or as many steps as you can. And so you can continue to soften the body physically, to soften the mind, And listen to the following words that are written by young Pueblo in his book, The Way Forward. You can just allow anything that feels like it resonates with you to soak in a little deeper and not worrying about the rest. Confusion comes from being disconnected from your intuition. Learning to align with what feels right, not in the sense of following your cravings, but in the sense of moving toward what supports your evolution and your highest good, is a necessary skill. There are two critical things to understand about intuition. The first is that it doesn't care about your comfort zone. It will ask you to be bold and valiant, even if you do not feel ready. Just like love, intuition is a vehicle for growth. If you listen to it, it will help you reach new personal heights. But to get there, you will have to face what is weighing you down and fully let it go. The second is that it may ask you to place yourself in difficult situations where you have to face your fears. But it will never ask you to hurt yourself. Intuition will invite you to be courageous, but it will not lead you into a reckless dead end. Attuning to your intuition is a personal process. For me, intuition feels like a calm knowing that appears in my body. If I don't listen to it at first, it will reappear sporadically with tranquil certainty. Intuition has a softness to it, even when it asks you to make bold moves. Intuition is quite different from the reactive rambles of the mind or moments of emotional upheaval. While reactivity carries tension, intuition flows smoothly and steadily with information that can help you. Four ways to remain in alignment. Don't listen to the feeling that you need to perform for others. Say no to situations that burn way too much of your energy. Surround yourself with people who love the authentic you. And let your intuition guide you, not your fears or cravings. Your emotional history isn't just a set of memories. There are imprints in your subconscious, habit patterns and blockages caused by how you reacted to what you felt in the past. Healing is the unbinding and unloading of your emotional history through acceptance and letting go. So just take the next few moments to allow every word you've heard today to settle. Imagining that each word you've heard was just a little speck of glitter in a snow globe. And your body is that snow globe. Now is the time where we set you down and let the air clear. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.